Welcome to Psychology 100. My name is Jerry Rudman. I'm the instructor for this course, and I'm looking forward to meeting you and reading your work as we go through the course. This is a 10-minute orientation just to get us started. I'll probably do more of these short videos in the future. So the main purpose of this course, besides finding out what kind of jobs are there in psychology, what do those people do, what does it pay, and is that something that would interest you in doing? Besides all of that, we want to help you find a job in which you can thrive and really do well in. And once you find some of the options that interest you the most in psychology, we'll focus on the kind of skills you need to get that kind of a job and to be successful in it. And especially we'll be talking about the special skills that psychology majors learn, and how can you package those skills in a way that helps you actually find employment and get the job. The career pathway options that are typical in psychology are first to get the AA degree, which you're doing here at Irvine Valley, most of you. And I just want you to be sure to see a counselor. If you decide to major in psychology, or for that matter, any subject, you should see a counselor to have them check what you're planning to do, because the courses you need to take and that will transfer can vary between majors and between the institution to which you are going to be applying. So going to UCLA is not the same as going to Cal State Fullerton. There may be different courses that you're expected to take to prepare, and you don't want to have a whole lot of courses that you need to take that were lower division, less expensive courses at Irvine Valley, and then you transfer and find out you should have taken them back at Irvine Valley, but now you're at UCLA, so what do you do? So I think you get the idea on that. See a counselor. Just because your friend has a particular transfer package doesn't mean it's the same for you if you're going to a different institution and majoring in something different. After transferring, then, people will go on and get their BA in psychology or some related field, usually like human factors or human services or criminology. And then there's the post-bachelor's degree options. Some people go right into the job market. The majority of psychology BAs go right into the job market. Some go into graduate school to seek a master's, PhD, or PsyD degree in psychology. Other people go to law school, medical school, pharmacology, maybe business. So those are the options, and we'll be talking more about that. What are the skills you need to get into the job market? And also, if you're going to apply to graduate school, how do you prepare for that and succeed in graduate school? So we'll be covering some of those topics in this course. Course structure is, since we're online, we don't have class meetings, but we'll have assignments each week that need to be done. And then I will have a few speakers come in that if you would want to come in and watch this person speak and ask questions, it's optional, but I'd be glad to have you come in. That'd be great. Textbook is by Landrum and Davis. It's called The Psychology Major Career Options and Strategies for Success, 5th edition. You should be able to find copies on Amazon.com and in our bookstore. I don't know if they have used copies, but if they do, that would save some money. I hope to have a copy of the textbook on reserve in the library, but I haven't received it yet. It may be a few weeks. The syllabus is on Canvas. You can download it. Canvas is the course management system that we use here at Irvine Valley. We used to use Blackboard, and I know there are several others, but Canvas is what we're using. The assignments for this course. Here's an overview of that. More information on how these are weighted is on the syllabus, but anyway, one of the main things we do is we have a speaker a week. Most of them are recorded within the last last year. We've had these speakers come in, and give talks in front of audiences. And then after each speaker, you will write a reaction report and then upload it in Canvas by the due date. I don't accept late work, so you want to be really on task and check and make sure you're up to date. We'll also have chapter critiques. There's 13 chapters in the book. We're going to hit one chapter a week, and after you read the chapter, there'll be one or two things. Either you'll have a reaction paper to write, and all of these reaction papers are 1 to 1.5 pages minimum, so that gives you an idea about the length. They're not that big of a deal, but they have to have some thought put into them. Anyway, for the chapter textbooks, you'll either get a reflection paper or a quiz, and I'll vary that, but we'll never do both on the same chapter, one or the other. Curriculum Vitae, that's a kind of a very fancy resume where you list all of your experiences, qualifications, your education, and there's ways to make those so that they really look good and polished, and then that becomes a living document. You make a curriculum vitae in this course and continue to add to it as you go along your educational pathway. Everybody does that. I have one that when I apply for grants and things, they always want a CV, so mine's very long now, but you'll be surprised there are things that you can put on there now that are pretty impressive. So we will do a CV later in the course. We have a speaker on that topic to kind of kick that part off. The final grade seeking assignment in here is a career report, and that's actually when we go through the course, and hopefully there'll be one or two career options that pop out, like maybe school psychologist or a human factors engineering or something that will pop up, and you'll be interested in, and then you'll go to the Career Center and research that using their resources, the Career Center here at the college, and then interview a psychologist who works in that field and combine that into a career report, and then I'll find a way to share all of those career reports with everybody else in the class, so that'll be a nice going away present for you in the spring. You'll have all of those career reports to refer to. My background is I majored in psychology. I fell in love with psychology when I was over at Mount San Antonio College, community college in Pomona. I was a student there majoring in technical electronics, and my counselor said I had to take one course in general ed, and so I took psychology and decided this is a lot more interesting than technical education. And there are girls in the class, so I immediately transferred. I transferred then to a BA degree, got my BA degree at Cal State Fullerton, my MA in experimental psych at CSU Los Angeles, and then eventually, going part-time, I got my PhD at the University of Southern California in educational psychology. I'd like to draw your attention to, in closing, this is our last slide, Psi Beta. Psi Beta is a club, and for those who are eligible and want to join an honor society, it meets on alternate Fridays here at the college. We have speakers come in. We have a speaker coming in that's going to talk about false memory research at UCI. It's not Elizabeth Loftus, but one of her former students. That's, I think, our first meeting. We have other speakers, and we have experiential activities, service learning, community service, and research. So they're really a great experiential type activity. All of our full-time instructors are involved in one way or another, so it's a very strong chapter. So you should come to that if your schedule permits. It's going to be in Vistic 103 at 12:30, January 25th. There'll be an information meeting, and whether you join or not, you're always welcome to come to the events that we have and the speakers and anything else going on. We also take students to the Western Psychological Association conference every year. And this year it's going to be in Pasadena, and that'll be in April. So I'll be letting you know more about that. You can, even if you don't get involved with Psi Beta, you ought to consider going over and seeing what a professional conference in psychology is like. There's people giving reports on their research and just all kinds of interesting things going on. And you can meet people that are at a university that you may intend to go to someday. So please consider coming to Psi Beta. Let me know if you have any questions. My email is on the class schedule and the syllabus. Thank you and have a good week, and be talking to you soon.